So you've been inside a lot of those White House meetings with the president, have talked to him about infrastructure. What are you hearing and recommending the best way to pay for it, as for the former Treasury Secretary's Lou's point about the difficult part of all of this?
Well, first and foremost, it's really very, very positive now that they are really speaking about the importance of infrastructure. I mean, you all are aware that we probably haven't addressed it in the past 5 decades. The civil engineers have just validated a D+ as a grade to our infrastructure, and the way in which I understand they are approaching it is an all-encompassing approach that is not just roads and bridges, but involving energy, etc. So I think it's a very positive thing. And one of the discussions taking place also involves the public-private partnerships that have been applied in so many different countries, and it seems to have been producing the necessary results.
So do you anticipate any federal dollars being spent on these infrastructure projects directly?
Oh, very definitely. The government will have a participation. There's no question about it.
Maria, I'm wondering, we were just talking with Deere CEO Sam Allen about the dangers of protectionism, especially as we see so much growth happening outside the United States, and a global company wants to be able to participate in all of that. Do you think the administration thus far has taken the right tack, balancing the argument for fair trade against accusations of protectionism, or would you like to see them adjust in any way?
Well, I, for myself, have been advocating the importance of fair trade in the globalized environment that we live in for quite a while. There is one problem that I see quite commonly when you discuss fair trade with the word protectionism. Protectionism, in many cases, is interpreted as protecting in terms of give me something that I don't deserve. I just need protection. The word protectionism, when it comes to the trade law, is really addressing fairness under the rule of law. And I think if everybody plays by the same rules, American companies have total condition to compete in equal terms and win its fair share. I mean, if you look at our business, for example, in steel, we do not in the country produce 100% of what we consume. So it's just natural that imports come in. The problem that we've had is with dumping. So I think the term fairness has to be interpreted under the rule of law. That's an essential element for global trade to really deliver the value for societies.
Mr. Longhi, how's the pipeline steel coming?
Well, unfortunately, the 2 pipelines that have been approved, they had already bought probably 95% of the steel that was going to be needed. But I think the initiative to try to give American companies a fair playing field that we can participate, we're fully capable of providing all the material that is required. For the future ones are going to be coming down.
Yeah, as I understand it, the reason why it was so interesting, the president decided, okay, I want these pipelines going forward built with U.S. steel. And I think at the time he kind of turned to you and said, right? And the question is, do we have the capability to actually do that in this country, not just for this particular issue, but as we talk about maybe onshoring a lot of manufacturing?
Oh, absolutely. The steel segments in the United States are fully capable, and given a fair playing field, we're going to be there to be able to participate in a fair, competitive manner to support the initiatives.
Does this steel exist, though, for the pipelines? Is it something you're working on?
Absolutely. We've had this capability for a long time. But when you're dealing with unfair trade in an environment where dumping has prevailed, it's pretty difficult to compete when you're competing in many cases against a country, not necessarily a company.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.